Welcome back to the Scatterpot podcast. I'm
Kanan.
and I'm
Huber.
and this has been.
The Scatterpot podcast. See you next week.
I hope we do that one day.
Where we like do sort of like a popcorn reading where we go back and
That'd
forth.
be terrible.
Not for a whole episode, but for like just a segment, like something we do all the time. It's actually funny that you mentioned that because yesterday, me and a friend from work, we were singing Christian songs, but we were swapping off at every syllable. Mm-hmm. So like we sang "Reckless Love," and it would just be like, it's like, oh, the overwhelming never. And we would go.
And then someone messes up, and you have to restart all over.
And can I be honest with you? Mm-hmm. It sounded awful, but
I'd assume
it worked. Like we did not lose pace. It was like we were just singing the song. It just sounded horrible because neither of us can sing. But like we were like going ba 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 ba, so it sounded like it was like, oh, the overwhelming never-ending reckless, oh God. And we went through as many songs as we could, and we got bored of it after a while. Mm-hmm. But no, so my sister just left the room, and she dropped a philosophy question that the famous Pixar movie in 2008. Please, are we recording in full motion?
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
Just making sure. Are we recording in a time lapse? So it's about to be.
That's supposed to be a circle.
No.
It's fine.
All right, it's fine. But the same philosophy question that Wall-E proposed to us back in 2008. If you replace something. All right. So if you haven't seen Wall-E, spoilers for 2008's Wall-E. Wall-E is a little trash compactor robot, and he has 1,000 spare parts for himself. Every time he breaks something, he can just replace it. And then at the very end of the movie, the question is posed. He basically breaks himself. Like to save humanity, he literally breaks himself. And then Eve, his love interest, or as he says Eva, but Eve, she goes to his house, replaces a bunch of his parts. Yeah. And then when he woke up, he was not Wall-E. He didn't have the memories of Wall-E, and he didn't act like Wall-E. He acted like any other trash compactor robot. No personality, no nothing. But Eve loved on him and gave him an electric spark kiss sort of deal, and he was still Wall-E. It was just he's new now. He was still the same Wall-E at heart. Why do you? The fact you keep looking at the cameras.
Well, I looked because I forgot. I was just making sure this wasn't done. And I wasn't checking. But we're good.
Yeah, no, but
just
like
keep on checking just
so
in case.
the debate is if you replace everything on something, like we use the example of a boat. If you took a boat and replaced all the pieces of that boat, is it still the same boat or is it a completely new boat?
I said once 51% of it is replaced, it's a new boat. Because that's more than half of it.
My argument was, if it's still if you're not changing any thing fundamentally about the boat, it's still the same boat. It's just a fresh coat of paint, essentially. Like, because you could
No, I understand that argument.
And the thing is that because you say like 51%, but I think about my car, like, because I recently had the starter replaced, and it's like, is that the like, and if I like, let's say I just got like all the exterior of the car redone, and then the starter, is that enough to quote, or is the engine the part of my car that's really my car? Like people, I've heard this posed a million different ways, but I'm of the believer that it's still the same as long as it's still the same thing. Like it's because you made the argument, what if you turned a boat into a plane? I'm like, then it's no longer the same boat. It's a new plane, same materials.
Actually, the Langley was a ship. That was a coal carrier.
Yeah.
And it got turned into an aircraft carrier.
Oh. Okay, I thought you said plane.
No, I was so confused when you said that. I was like... What?
Yeah, so it went from a boat to a bigger boat. Well...
It stayed the same.
It stayed the same, it was just function was different?
They added a hangar.
Okay, then that I would say is still the same ship.
And then they made it...
I legit thought you said they took apart a boat and built a plane out of it. And that, I'm like, that's not the same thing. No, okay, that is the same thing. That is the same thing. And welcome to the philosophy episode.
Yeah.
of Scatterpot podcast.
Maybe we'll do that one day. Ask questions.
Yeah, we'll answer some philosophical questions. Not this week though. We just want to. This week we just want to kick back and shoot the crap and just relax.
Splurge the goo.
I realize I need to grab my charger for this thing. It's at 50%. Hubert, you said you had a topic for us today, so why don't you lead into that while I grab my charger?
Well, Cannon grabs his charger. So.
Here.
Oh.
It's not like I'm leaving the room and just.
So, I have a project coming up for one of my classes. Luckily and unluckily, I was the first project.
Oh, so you're like first up.
Luckily, it'll be over, and when the semester actually gets hard with harder material,
when is the project due?
All the written paper stuff is due Sunday night.
So, okay.
We are presenting on Tuesday.
Okay.
So it's this teacher, she doesn't post PowerPoints. The project, I'll just tell you about the project. So hold on, there we go. The project is we had to do an interview.
Okay.
With 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Ask them a bunch of questions, and then we're going to present.
Why didn't you interview me?
I mean, it's the class is religion and politics.
Mm-hmm. I'm religious.
Well, it's more centered toward politics for some reason.
Wait.
Yeah, I don't know. This This class just got approved this semester to be presented.
So, is it considered a political class or a religion class?
Both. You can
Is it a full credit in both? Huh.
She said that, and I was like, okay, but so yeah. So you think that's not too bad? You know, make a PowerPoint over what they say and all that. And it's not. We've gotten to the point where we're done with interviews and all that stuff. But the issue is group projects. Everybody knows group projects.
Oh
now, my partner isn't bad. She's actually pretty good. She's consistent and she takes notes and she's doing all right. But it's the fact that we have to meet.
Well, that's okay. This is what. All right.
It's stupid.
This is what I don't like about college group projects, because it's so hard. Because everyone has different schedules. Everyone has different priorities. Like I feel. Look, dude, I still feel bad about like ditching on you and Eric like on Tuesday.
Oh.
Even though like that was like not a huge group project thing, but like I just had like it's hard to get like college students to get together, especially when they all live off campus. It's like, well, I'm going home and I live for you. You're like, I live 30 minutes away. Like, I'm not exactly gung-ho about whipping it back up to the school. And like, that's the thing. Like, it makes sense to do group projects like in elementary school through high school because everyone has similar schedules and then everyone's locked in that one building
exactly.
And then like even then like middle school and high school, like even if you typically you wouldn't, well, if you worked on the weekend, it was a little easier because mostly school was the only thing you guys had to work around. And like maybe if one of them played a sport or had one of you had a job, like it was easier to plan a get together. But like, dude, that because I'm dreading the group project we have coming up.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, because I'll finish with my little thing, and then we can move on to that.
Yeah.
So basically, on this past Sunday, we met at my church to interview my pastor. Easy done. That was easy for me. She had a little bit of issues trying to find the church. She went because it's off 78 going toward Athens to the right.
Oh yeah, I know exactly where your church is.
She passed it.
I've driven by it many a times.
Ooh woo! She passed it.
Wait, no, I do not. I will not ooh woo at this.
Don't you ooh woo at me. Anyways.
Did you just ooh woo at my church, you six?
But yeah, she passed it. But the interview went fine. Everything went fine. We got all that information. Good. Then we had a interview today at 9, and I have a class that goes from 8 to 9:45. So I had a ditch class to go interview, which is not terrible. I mean, it was half the class was already done.
Well, you got your name on the attendance sheet,
That's
so
all that matters.
Oh, speaking of getting names on attendance sheet, part of me low-key just wants to go to that TED Talk, sign my name on that sheet.
Well, the thing is, think about this. Our class is the attendance is not from us being there. Attendance is us
by
from
signing a name
our name
on a sheet
and
of
then
paper.
he picked a sheet of paper and then he picks
Puts
it up
in.
and
So like I could easily ask you to write my name down or sign me in for me because
correct.
he doesn't actually go like
No.
Like, dude, I don't think he knows anyone's name in that class.
No, I think he knows very, very few names.
Well, because oh, can we talk about? Well, I'm going to talk about it. But so we were supposed to assign groups with each other, and if you didn't if you didn't send him an email with your group, you would be automatically assigned to a group. And so we did you, me, and this guy who sits next to us on our row, and then when we come to class and we look at our group, there's a fourth person in our group, a guy named Nicholas. And we're going around, we're going, Nicholas?
Yeah, I straight up, I said, is Nicholas here? I said,
is there a Nicholas?
I said, is there a Nicholas?
And it was funny. The guy I would have guessed to have been Nicholas was Nicholas, but he didn't respond to us.
No, he was literally a row in front of us.
No, he was not like a row in front of us, like a little bit down. He was literally right in front of us.
Maybe like 2-3 feet.
I could reach past my computer and grab his stupidly long hair that's as long as mine.
Yep.
Well, his is slightly longer actually, but like I could grab his hair, and it was so funny to me, because the only reason we knew is because I was looking at his computer, and he like called the professor over, like trying to tell him he wanted to change groups. And I look and I just see, I see top of the list, Kane Hanley. And I'm like, yes, it's like he was our guy. This man is Nicholas. Oh yeah, but oh yeah, we were talking about group projects and stuff like that.
I'll finish this up real quick.
Yeah, finish this up.
So, medium group project is a pain.
Yeah.
And so tomorrow, this is the last time we're meeting up, and it's the biggest pain in the world because I don't have work tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah.
But
just
I had to go to work to get my check. So I was gonna go up there around 10, so I can sleep in a little bit.
Okay, I wait. I don't know why I was about to say, I'm like, do you not have direct deposit? But when I had a warehouse job, it wasn't direct deposit. They just gave me my check when I was working. Like when I was working, they just like come by and go like, here's your check.
That's what my boss does, but I'm not working tomorrow, so figured it out. But
they're like, these moves you're doing during that.
But she was like, well, I asked her, I said, so when do you want to work on this PowerPoint? And she said, would Friday work for you? And I said, yes.
So does it have to actually be a PowerPoint? Dang, because I would tell you personally, when I had a group project that involved a PowerPoint of sorts, we used Prezi, because Prezi is similar to Google Docs that everyone can work on it at once, and you can collaborate. Maybe PowerPoint has, I know Apple's Keynote, you can do that, but like maybe PowerPoint has a collaborate option. I'm not.
I hope.
Because like that was the thing, like because I'll talk about this after you finish yours about something funny that happened in group projects. But we used Prezi, and like all of us just kind of like, sort of like what you, me, and Eric are doing for our discussion forum. We're all just kind of like tinkering with it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to do this PowerPoint done.
I said, what time do you want to meet? Or what time works? She said, I said, I can be up here around, around the afternoon because I'm going to get paid my check. She said, well, I have a test from like, what'd she say, 1:30 to 4. I said, okay. I was thinking she was saying we could meet before that.
Okay.
She's like, so can we meet at 4? And I was like, yeah. In my head, I was like, no. But, to her, I was like, yeah, that works. I was, oh. So, once this is done, it'll be done, but.
Dude, well, so something funny is my first semester of college, when in my film class, we had to do basically a film analysis PowerPoint.
I did the same class.
And yeah, you and I took we took the same. You took it the semester after mine, or did you take the same semester?
Same semester.
Same semester. That's right. Wait. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. It might have been. I feel like there's someone I knew.
Sam either takes the courses after us or.
Yeah, but like, so basically, in my film class, we had to do a film analysis, and we could pick any movie we wanted, any movie, and so immediately with the group of people I was working with, we immediately cited animation. It did not, because we were like, 3 out of the 5 of us were anime nuts, and the other 2 didn't really have an opinion. So we decided we were going to go with animation in general. We decided doing the hit classic 2006 movie Robots by Blue Sky Animation.
There's a turd on your floor now.
It's a little rabbit turd.
It's a rat turd.
It's a big rat.
A New York rat.
Don't put it on my desk. Don't put. Okay, I thought you were about to put it back on the floor. Like, but no. So we decided we were going to do a Prezi, and we decided who was going to do what slides. Right. And stuff like that. And there was one person. There's always, when you do a group project, there's always one person.
Yeah.
If the group is big enough, there's always one person who doesn't do any of their work. And what happened, as I remember, as a joke. So we had 2 weeks to work on this. Day 3, we were in class, and the person who was our slacker, he wasn't in class that day, just not in class. And I jokingly, and we had and it was in W buildings, and if you know, some of the rooms in W building, they have a table, and then that table has a personal screen. So we had like the main PowerPoint up on here, and all of us were editing it as on our own laptops. And what was so funny is that I jokingly said, "Hey, I'm so confident that so and so is not gonna edit his slides." So I went to his slides and added like a joke in it, and it was talking about do you remember in Robots the old lady character, like the villain per se, the mom of the bad guy, and she has like, she's all fat and dumpy, and she has like the saws on her head and all that. She goes, and then in her character description, because this guy was in charge of character descriptions, and he already had written rough drafts of all his character descriptions, but I was so confident he wasn't going to change any of them. So at the very end of the whatever that character's name is, I put, and nobody likes her because of her stupid ugly face. Which is not true for the movie. Fast forward to the end when
during the presentation.
Fast forward to during the presentation, we are like, and the thing is that the 5 of us in that group, we were like, I took a block schedule, so all 5 of us had the exact same classes, so we were all like super chummy, which is not a good thing for the presentation, because we're laughing at each other and like trying to like keep it serious, and so like whoever wasn't presenting was like in the corner like dying laughing, because like, and also, you know how I do my presentations always have like stupid movements in them. Like there's I think I had Rodney like throw a wrench as a weapon. I had like Rodney Copperbottom like spin his arm like 360 degrees and then yeeting a wrench.
Say Copperbottom?
Rodney Copperbottom.
That was his last name. Wow.
Dude, get so that goes on, and then it gets to this guy's slides, and he's doing the character analysis, and he talks about each character, each major character, and goes, it's like, and the antagonist of our movie is her, and he goes through and he's going through all his bullet points, and then he went, and nobody likes her because of her stupid ugly, and he goes, oh my god. And I am legit done. I am.
Did everybody laugh in the class? I want to know what the professor said.
Professor, she said, great presentation, but you guys need to stop laughing during your presentation. You need to treat this very seriously. But she said that in a horrible Asian broken accent.
You need to stop laugh.
She's like,
your presentation.
She's like, your presentation very good, but you need to stop laughing, because you know, just sort of taking. She didn't say anything like wrong grammatically. It just took her a long time to say it, and so she got onto us for laughing during her presentation, but I could not help it because he didn't remove it. He had a week and a half.
But he did edit it after.
No, that was the presentation.
So he didn't edit anything after he's put the rough thing.
After he put the rough draft in, he did not edit. Or at least, if he did, he didn't edit it thoroughly. Because there was a moment where he's like, Andrew's stupid, ugly, and you go, oh my god.
And you're sitting there like...
And I am laughing so hard. And everyone else in our group was dying laughing as well, because they were like, we're all like, oh my gosh, this is, holy crap. And, it was great. And then I confessed to him afterwards, my dude, I put that in after you did your rough drafts because I was so confident you weren't going to remove it, even if it was on accident or purposely. And he's like, you're right. So that was my, that's why I don't do group projects anymore.
Yes. So group projects, so more of the story, group projects
in
college are
incredibly stupid.
They're unpleasant to say the very least. They definitely lack a good, what would you say?
I don't understand the purpose of them. Because in middle school and high school, it's supposed to like help teach you teamwork and stuff like that.
Right.
And it was supposed to get you to know people in your class better. But in college, everyone's busy, everyone's doing their own thing, and it doesn't really work. Because like, I'm trying to think. I had a group project in the class that I didn't know anyone, and after we did the project, I have not kept up with a single one of them. So like, and that's the thing, like, because in college, it's so much of just do it and you're done.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
And so I don't understand the purpose of a group project sort of thing. Just make it a big project for one person, and maybe be a little more lenient on grading. But like, yeah, it's because they also even in college they also ask you like their participation. Like I remember for both group projects I've had to do in college, they one of the things they had us grade on. They had the class grade both of them actually. Well, no, my film one the class graded, the other one the teacher graded. The one that the class graded, we had to grade. They had to grade on information detailed, like how well we presented it, like how great our PowerPoint was, and then also how much teamwork do you think they used? Which I never understood how someone watching a presentation could like
figure that out. Yeah,
I mean, unless it's like one person spearheading like the whole PowerPoint. Yeah, and then there was and like maybe if some people like didn't know what the slides were about or something like that. But then there was also in my I can't remember what classes. I think it was sociology, but no, it wasn't sociology. In one of my classes, the professor asked us to write down everyone in our group and then write down the percentage of work they did or like how much effort they put into this. And I'm like, we're in college. It's like, it doesn't matter how much work we just want to get it done. And so I don't understand group projects in college. Another philosophical episode. Bang. Philosophy. Speaking of philosophy, I have to call you out for this.
What?
What the flip did you mean when you said... Hold on. Sorry, I'm scrolling through text messages. When you said, I have to poop. Oh, sorry, that was meant for a girl.
That was a troll. I was.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I got the reaction out of Noah. I was hoping.
I will drive over to you and poop with you. That was the reaction you were hoping.
I was hoping you.
Or are you talking about the when he was like, "Wait, why are you sending that to a girl out of the blue?" Okay, yep. Question mark. Girls like that. And then you know what? Let's rat on Noah Davis. Well, I did listen to a cult podcast. So let's stop right there. He should only be listening to the Scatterpot podcast.
Yes. First off, yes. Secondly,
tell your friends. Please.
Yes. Well, yes.
Wait, why were you hesitant on people? Tell your friends.
Because I thought for a second, like, how could they tell their how could friends know about this podcast if they don't listen to this podcast? But the people who are listening to the podcast will refer the friends to the podcast.
That's what it's called. It's just telling your friends.
That's why I stopped saying it.
Okay.
Why you listen to a cultist thing,
podcast, Noah?
That's very
cultist.
Doesn't the Bible say not to let it's like something about not letting evil things go into your ears? Noah, isn't that right? Like, don't listen. If your eye offends you, pluck it out. If your hand Does it cut it off like right?
Huber, let's stop that.
Noah.
Because we, all right, let's continue this. On a cult podcast the other day, and the cult leader enjoyed defecating on his wife during sexual intercourse. I flummed it up. I graced it up because he just said sex, and also use, Oh gosh, don't you love it when people like text messages are a thing that people universally just accept bad grammar on or incorrect.
Yes,
but like sometimes I'm guilty of it too with bad grammar in text, but sometimes I just want to But also, let's see. And also used to rub poop on himself and her during that time. That time. And then you go see, and it's like, maybe you're onto something. And then you respond, girls are weird. Why are we single? I'll take why we're single for $300.
For $300.
Well, what
is single?
What is
Alex? What is single? That's correct. You're on the you're on the board.
Noah Davis then said, "Well, the wife didn't enjoy it, but hey, lol." Then you respond,
I said object.
Then you go, poop done. That was for y'all. And then Noah said, I'll wipe it for you. And then you said,
I said I already licked it clean. It's good.
I've already licked it clean. All good. And then he responded with, darn.
Is that where that ended? I thought it was.
Yeah, that's where it ended. And I'm like, and this is a PSA that I'm looking for new friends. If you
can't escape the poo.
If you're just cool, please
just need to
DM the Instagram at scatterpot_podcast because I need new friends.
No,
this is
the things he's eating with us.
This man sends me throughout the week. I could call so many government agencies.
What?
I
have not sent any child porn.
I never said child porn.
That's what you're implying, though.
I'm not implying child porn.
Why would the government care if I send hentai?
Help. Please send help. I'm looking for new friends. No, oh my gosh. Speaking of needing help, I've been dead the last 3 days.
Kane has been dead the last 2 days.
I've been dead the last 3 days.
He's been vibing, but he's dead.
Okay. I'll say it like this. So this past yesterday, when we're recording this, so Wednesday, February. Well, yesterday, February. No, yesterday, January 22nd. Yeah, January 22nd.
That is correct.
Was my church's big youth event, the Now, for the Oconee campus, and if for any of you that don't know, I do production stuff, lights, sound, things of the sort, and it was just so originally I wasn't even working this event.
Right.
And that was because due to my internship, technically my priorities on a Wednesday night would be Azora students. Mm-hmm. So I helped Azora do their Now, but I didn't really do too much with Azora's Now, if I'm being honest. Azora's Now, I just kind of helped them ran it. Like, I wasn't in charge of anything.
Right.
And then, and then I in a meeting, we kind of brought it up, it would probably be more beneficial if I did Oconee's Now instead of an acoustic set with an acoustic guitar and a cajon at the Azora campus. So we decided, like, yeah, okay, that's probably the best. And
right.
So I trained up my guy to run it.
Just continue.
And then I went up to the Oconee campus, and starting Monday of this week, I was finally able to, like, get work done on it.
Right.
And I mean, stuck my nose to the grindstone, like 100%.
Grinding, dude. The grind never stops.
The grind never stops. And we just kept on working. And
dusted on.
Monday I worked. I was up there from 2 to 8, so not too bad. 6 hours, not too bad. Tuesday I was up there from 5:10 to about midnight, a little past midnight. And then yesterday, Wednesday, I was up there from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
12 hours.
And I was just I was done.
No,
We did so much work, and it was funny. We had a staff meeting, an all-staff meeting, and we talked about, yeah, and that doesn't include the stuff I did at Azora, like my all-staff meeting and prepping for Wednesday night on this end, but it was, we had this meeting discussing we were basically discussing priority and what things are worth doing or not doing, and we discussed that sort of as, is this thing little work, big win, or is this big work, little win?
Mm-hmm.
And so they talk about like the now. They're like, the now is big work, but it's a big win, so it's worth it. And we were hanging up these lights in the lobby, and it took us 6 hours to hang up these lights in the lobby, and it is 10:30 at night, and we are delusional, just not even talking to each other. We're yelling at each other by this point because we've been on this scissor lift or like taping and command hooking and plugging in lights for 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this is the definition of big work, little win. They're like, what do you mean? It's like, best case scenario, we get an Instagram post by someone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but most likely it's going to be like, oh, cool.
When you said 6 hours of work for that.
Oh, wait, you saw my Snapchat story.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Can you put the picture?
Picture on the Snapchat.
That does not look like 6 hours of work.
It was.
I'll be honest. When you look at it, it just looks like someone put lights up there. And you think, I'm not saying that to offend you.
No.
But it's not worth it. If they had to, well, how many people were put in a place?
So essentially, imagine it just as two people, sort of. Technically, it was two teams. We had two people on a scissor lift.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had two people on the balcony side doing things. And the reason it took so long is because originally we only put up, it took us about 2 hours to get a section of lights done.
And is that a section of lights on your...
So a section of lights would be about a third of what you saw. Okay? So we were doing it, and it was because we were like not sure of how far space we wanted or where we wanted it, and we kept on going back and forth. And then we put it up, and we realized we did not have enough lights to reach all the way across. So we had to make a quick Walmart run, pick up more lights. Realize these lights are shorter than the actual lights we had, so it wasn't going to fill up anyway. And so we had to call parents around the area if anyone had these exact type of lights, and some did, thankfully. And then we hung up a couple more, and we sort of got a rhythm towards the end. But then what happened is they plugged together like Christmas lights.
Yeah.
We burnt a whole like long line of them because they were just all plugged together and they sucked so much power. So we blew a circuit. Well, it didn't blow a circuit. We blew one of the wiring in one of the lines. So we had to backtrack all the way, remove that line, move everything over.
Yeah.
And by the time we were done, it just took because it was just little inconveniences that kept on happening. And then we ran out of command hooks at one point. So we were trying to think of alternative ways of hanging them up without command hooks. And then also what killed us, I didn't put this on my Snapchat story, but after we did it, I think it was about 30 minutes or maybe an hour after we put them up, while Daniel and I are just kind of doing lights in the auditorium, one of the strands fell. And they are glass bulbs. Also, yeah, we broke about 40 light bulbs.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's because they were the most fragile light bulbs I've ever seen. Ever. And because, like, legit, Daniel went like this to his finger and shattered. and we're like, wow, these are super.
That's what happened. Money wasted.
Well, and so what happened is, like, the strand fell and it swung and it just hit the wall and just
I literally see y'all finish like maybe 2 hours or maybe like an hour before you actually got done, and you're looking at it like, good job, team, and then it just
well, it was an hour after, so we had our moment to celebrate and we like took pictures of it and we're like, dude, this is amazing. And then we're like, this is awesome. And then like we're just chilling in the auditorium getting light the music lights, like the songs music going. And also I'm super happy with myself on those lights, not only because I think they looked good, but we had Marco, who's sort of our head of production right now, come up, and he knows like professionals that do all this stuff. And I was sitting next to a guy that ran lights for the Azoras now, and he was killer at it, and I'm like, dang. And so I did it, and then afterwards he's like, Kane, really good job on the lights tonight. I'm like, thank you.
Your hands are all like crippled, like
his fingers fingers look like SpongeBob. It's like thanks, Marco. And I was like so I was on top of the world for like 5 seconds. So yeah, those lights, they swung, they shattered, and we put it back up. And also, what gave us anxiety, an hour before we opened the doors for the event, another strand fell, and we were like, "Oh my gosh!" We're like, and then after we put that one back up, no more fell, and we were like, "Holy crap!" And then we made it, and literally the first thing we did after all of us interns and all of us who worked the event did after the event closed up and all the kids left, we're like, "The lights didn't fall." Just high-fiving all around, like, they didn't fall.
Yeah,
because we were afraid there would be like a 6th grader as a glass whip hits him upside the head. And we're like, oh my God. We were terrified of that happening, but it didn't happen. The event was a huge success. I'm not sure how many kids were there. I couldn't really count them. There was a lot of children's. It was crazy, and I worked so hard, and I'm extremely tired, but I would do it again in a heartbeat. That was so much fun, because it's always fun where you get to do what you enjoy doing to the max. Like for example, like if you're a baseball player, and I don't know why I thought baseball player. You're a baseball player.
Let's go with that. Baseball player, yes, baseball.
You don't really feel, if you like love baseball and like it's everything, you're not really having fun when playing baseball unless you are trying your hardest, and like it is a close game and you just need to nail everything. Same thing with lights, like because a Sunday morning it's pretty chill and relaxed, and I don't do it too much. But when I like a student event, you have to push everything to 12, and so I actually had a lot of fun doing the event, and I would do it again like that. Maybe I'd hope that if I ever did do it again, I would get more lead up time instead of being told like a week before that, yeah, you can run this event, and I'm like, then having a week, but realistically only 3 days to prep, because we couldn't really do much prep work before Sunday, because Sunday morning still had to be a normal Sunday morning, so we had from Sunday morning to Wednesday to get the ball rolling. But it was great. It was fun. Forever Free. We had Forever Free do the event. They were amazing. Got to talk to a couple of them. I got to talk to Desi's wife for a bit.
Ooh.
That was, well, and it was funny because she was in the green room where the water cooler was, and I was filling up my water bottle, and she's like charging you. And she's like, it's 20 cents. And she's like, no, I think she's like, it's $5 an ounce for some water.
I hate people like that. I'm sorry. I hate people who make jokes like that. Hate might be a strong word.
No, hold on. Question. Do you hate them when, like, let's say, for example, someone came to your warehouse?
Yeah.
And do you have a water cooler in your warehouse? Or
we have a water fountain.
Okay, imagine if someone was just chilling by the water fountain, and it's like someone you have working there's wife or something like that, and she's like, $5 for per ounce of water.
I'd be like, shut up. That's basically how I feel. I'm like,
dude,
this joke. I've heard that a million times, from a million.
But
different
but
other
the thing
people.
is that even though I've heard it a million times, it's just a fun little joke. Like,
if you or someone I know personally says it, I don't care. I know you're just like saying it.
What if it's someone who's like relatively famous's wife?
I don't care. Still tell them to shut up.
See, this is why, like, if in this situation, I'm good cop and you're bad cop, because you're telling this poor woman to shut up.
20 ounces of that water, I filled it up, shut up. It's like, listen, listen. What's another example? Hold on.
Well, let me finish this little story real quick while you think of another example. So, like, but she's like, $5 per ounce of water, and then like her friend was like, that looks like a 20-ounce bottle right there, and it's like that's gonna be a lot of money, and I'm like, don't worry, the church will just. They're like, what's your name? And we'll make sure the church knows. I'm like, name's Kane. And they're like, nice to meet you, Kane. It's like, we'll let the church know. I'm like, yeah, they'll just take it out of my paycheck. And they're like, cool. And I'm like, yeah, my huge intern paycheck. And then they went, oh my gosh, we just charged an intern for water. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And it was after the event happened. Like, it was at the very end of the event.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, tensions were down. Like, and I'm just relaxing for the first time in 3 days. So, you know, it was nice. I enjoyed it. I wasn't like, shut up, lady. I have a podcast where 20 people listen to.
I'll have you know, I have a podcast where
if you Google our podcast names, you get math tutorials.
you get scatter plots. Don't
but
mess
guess
with
what?
me.
You're here and I'm here.
I'm trying to think of another example.
Yeah,
but
you're trying to think of another
let's
example.
see here. Where something is yours, and then they say, I'm going to charge you. There's someone in my church that says that.
I think you're just a crotchety old man at the age of 19. Like,
Dude,
shut up! This is my water.
well, it's like, I mean, I'll go, ha, ha, ha. And, you know, I'll laugh, quote unquote. And then, you know, walk away from that situation, but I'm like, that's not funny. I've heard that 1,000 times. I'm sure you're just doing it to make conversation fun. I'm sorry, but not right now.
You're a jerk. You're a horrible human being.
Stuff like that's annoying.
You're a horrible person. I love you though, and
I've
chosen you as my podcast partner, Calvin. Just
oh no!
Hold on, I'll pull this up on my laptop. We'll see.
He's gonna say something about it, dude. Something about poop.
No, he sent an iFunny link.
Oh.
I have no idea what I'm looking at. Hold on, I need to put on my headphones. It's actually like a video. You keep talking.
I can hear it.
Essentially what it is. He sent us a meme that says, when you go to her crib to smash, but you start talking about her abusive dad and unstable mother. And then it's a girl crying her eyes out, and this dude who's like, I wish I gave an F. and that's
the meme.
And then Calvin just sent another response text. What did he just say? He just said, with the girl that's at my place right now. Dang. Oh wait, he added you in that.
He added me?
Like, it says, tap to see meme, the iFunny link, me at Huber.
Oh.
This with the girl that's at my place right now. Dang.
Oh.
Calvin's. Oh my gosh.
Calvin tells me his stories.
Yeah, Calvin's an interesting.
Calvin's a man whore, and he admits that.
Oh no, he definitely.
He,
dude, that night when we were trying to find each other on a chat roulette.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, it was funny how many times we're cycling through people like so quickly, and then he'd come across like a group of girls or girls, and he'd just go, "Hey," and we're like, "Calvin,
Calvin, keep on going.
Now's not the time to be a man whore." And then he's like, "Hey," and he like gives out his snap. Like, what are you doing, Calvin? It must be nice being able to have girls. Well, I'm thinking of this because we made a joke. There was this girl that we saw at a restaurant while we were just during one of our lunch times when we just went out for lunch, and then someone noticed that she had a wedding band on, and then Daniel, who like thought she was just like, dang it, it's like, Kanan, just letting you know, that girl over there, she's married. And I was like, so you need to stay like 50 feet away from her, because she's gonna throw that thing off and run your direction. And I'm like, yeah. And we were hanging out with Marco at the time, who I don't really know Marco that well. Like, last night was the first time.
I bet I already had a joke with that.
And so he's going, and he's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, dude, all the time, all the ladies are just leaving their husbands, just running to my direction. And he goes, okay. And then I'm like, actually, Marco, the real thing is I have the exact opposite problem. He says, I talk to a girl and then a wedding band appears on her finger. It's just like...
Oh my god.
And he goes, oh, and I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right.
You can get any girl you want, Kane.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
I cannot.
You just have to talk to him.
I do. And then Oh,
Just the talk. Girls are very simple, right? They are. They're complex though. They're simply complex. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
They like three things in
I'll
life.
take while we're single for 3,000.
They like three things. They like attention.
Yeah.
They like gifts. And they like to talk. What you gotta do? Give them attention.
Can I like not be part of this?
Give them gifts.
I don't want to be.
And listen to what they have to say.
I don't want to be associated with what you're saying right now.
Hey man, you just gotta talk.
Well, there goes half our viewership.
No.
Hypothetically, I'm not sure what our demographics of male to female are, but let's assume half. There goes half our viewership. Thank you, Huber.
Kanan is looking for a girlfriend.
I am looking.
Because what's gonna happen is in 2 years, I think, Kanan and Noah are going gay and moving in with each other.
No, we weren't. No. People, it's a misunderstanding. We're just moving in together.
Misunderstanding. Yeah.
It's not going gay. We are just gonna move in together. Like we're giving ourselves some time to potentially.
See, I don't think that's fair because if y'all aren't actively trying to find one.
Well, the thing is that. I mean, who says we're not actively trying? We're just very unsuccessful. I saw this. This was on iFunny. There was this comedian who said it's like sexual orientation's weird. He's like, because people think I'm gay, and it's like, no, it's like I don't know what sexual orientation I am. What do you call it?
Lonely.
It's like what do you call it when you like girls, but none of them like you back?
They don't like you back.
It's like I call that lonely.
Loneliness. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
And so like and that's sort of where like it just well the thing is that the reason why me and Noah are doing this is like it's sort of like in the time I think it's like 2.5 years then at this point or something like that. It's basically like at that point we both move out from our parents' house and we move in together and start.
Yeah.
Like and that was the thing. It was just like that's the time when we just get on our own feet and just do our own thing. Yeah. And that's the main reason why we started to do it, which is going to be funny because Noah makes significantly more money than me. He's going to be like if we were
your daddy.
Like like if this was a gay relationship, I am definitely the power bottom.
Oh my gosh.
I am because dude,
there you go, Noah, if you're listening.
Well, Noah definitely is gonna be. He'll listen.
He'll listen to it eventually.
I like, dude. He definitely like, dude. I mean, I'll wear a maid outfit, whatever, as long as he brings home that bread.
Stay at home, dad.
I mean, not even a father. I'm just a stay-at-home roommate.
Stay-at-home roommate. I tidied the apartment while you were gone.
I clean the apartment. I cook dinner.
You heard it first here, Noah. Document it, record it.
And I take care of the anime figures we'll both have at that point when we're both.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with all this when you move out? There's no way you're gonna be able to.
I take them with me.
I know, but there's no way you're gonna be able to hang them up.
These are my children.
You're gonna have to get like a case.
Well, okay, so here's the thing that's funny. When I had a smaller collection, I was looking at like baseball bat cases because you can fit a couple of them in a baseball bat case. But then the collection grew quickly. But honestly, what I decided, if I do move into a new place, what it would probably be is it'd end up being a wall. Like
you just put them against the wall.
Vaguely something like this.
Yeah.
And maybe just some support structures every once in a while, just a mountain of them. Yeah. Cause but like, yeah. Cause we have gosh, I'm already dreading it if my family moves. We haven't put our house back on the market yet, but if we end up moving, this is gonna be a pain. A lot of moving. Yeah. But like, I'm finally at the point where like there's no old pops I really want. Well, there's like 10 old pops that I really want, but like all the pops I want are new pops that are coming out. So like the Funko increase has slowed down, but again, New York Comic Con just happened and they announced like, dude, they freaking announced Great Mouse Detective Funko Pops, one of my favorite animated movies from my childhood. So I have, but I'm a little salty with them. They didn't announce Dawson, who's my favorite. Like, all right. So if you have not seen Great Mouse Detective, So everyone else on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that Sherlock Holmes lives on Baker Street. All right. The concept of Great Mouse Detective is there is a mouse that lives in Sherlock Holmes's house, and he is sort of a Sherlock of his own, and he's called Basil of Baker Street. And in his movie, the major characters are Basil of Baker Street, his Dr. Watson, but it's Dr. Dawson, because and then Olivia, whose dad has disappeared, and they're trying to help this little girl. Yeah, this little girl. They're trying to. Yeah, her father got kidnapped, and they're trying to help her find her dad. And then the bad guy of the movie, Ratigan, who is not a rat. He is a rat, but he's not. If you call him a rat, you will get fed to his morbidly obese cat that lives in the alleyway.
Very beautiful.
Funko Pop, hopefully coming soon. I want that cat. They announced Basil Baker Street, Olivia, and Ratigan, but I want Dawson. Actually, no, I don't want that cat. I want Dawson and his bat sidekick, Batty. Okay. Those are what I want, but they only announced Basil, Olivia, and Ratigan. So Dawson not being there is I'm not going to talk about that. I am up the wall on that. Hold on, more text messages are coming through. No, it's just laughing at Calvin. Cool. All right. Anything else we want to talk about, or we want to wrap this episode up? This episode is kind of weird because neither of us really had time to prep anything. I was busy the last week of my life trying to prep for this event, and then you're just a lazy butt who never preps for the podcast.
That's right.
God. Speaking of things you don't prep for, Huber's fun fact of the week.
Sir, that's all I think.
I almost forgot about it entirely and let you slide.
Here's a fun fact. It's
right.
kind of a recent. So the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's,
Scott Cawthon.
Scott
Coffin.
Five Nights at Freddy's was a last ditch effort.
Yes.
Before he was going to go not bankrupt, but not make games.
He was going to give up on making games. He used to make Christian Bible games with beavers, with creepy beavers. Scott Cawthon, give us a new fun fact, because everyone who's a fan of FNAF, like that fact, to people who are fans of FNAF, they already know it, and then to people who aren't fans of FNAF, they're like, I don't give a flying rip. So give us another Yamaguchi, bro, like a dude who survived an atomic bomb.
Let me try to think if there's other facts like that.
Remind me about this next week. Next week we need to talk about movies that we've seen this year so far.
Okay.
In particular, the one we saw last week.
Not that one.
Yeah. Can I tell you what I hate about that poster?
What?
How big the borders are on it. The white borders.
Yeah.
Like, and they're not even equal. It's like...
No.
Like it's, what is it? Like a 1/4 inch margins on the left and right. And then a full half. No, that's like almost a full inch.
It's
like it's a 3/4
It's pretty
inch.
close.
It's 3/4 inch border on top and bottom. But we'll talk about that movie next week. Give us another fun fact, Huber, quickly. That doesn't.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of facts. Let's see here.
While you think of a fact I'm going to mention, tell us what you thought of that spicy meme that I put up on the Instagram last week because we forgot to take a picture of David Huber and David Hubert. And then
it's perfect.
Kane and Hanley and Kanan Henry. And the reason why I was going to do myself as French, but my name in French is like Kanan Henley. Like it's not. It doesn't have the Hubert that yours had. Because legit, I was going to do it. I'm like, what language could I do it in? And I wanted to do like tribal, but then I'm like, you know what? I'll do Japanese. And then it was like, Kanan Henry. And I'm like...
Fun fact, dude. I'm trying to think. Let's see. Oh, here's one. Yeah.
Here's one. Okay.
Did you know that Cleopatra was a whore?
Yes.
That's a history fact for y'all if you didn't know. So basically, apparently it was Roman propaganda as well, but during the time of Cleopatra's reign, It is rumored or confirmed. I don't know. That Cleopatra would reward her men by sleeping with them. And that's the fun fact.
And that's why we'll never have a female president.
Yeah, that's the true reason.
That's the big secret that the government doesn't want to tell you, is that they're afraid of another Cleopatra taking over.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary Clinton would have been. Oh.
I think the youngest they can be is 45.
35.
35, which isn't too old, but that's around a mommy age. So
yeah,
there you go.
MILF for president.
That'll be the slogan of somebody.
Someone.
Ivanka Trump. There you go. When she's 35. What I don't even know how old she is. How old is Ivanka Trump? She doesn't look old.
Isn't it Ivanka?
I call her Ivanka. I don't know. She might. It's like
It's Ivanka. Ivanka Trump, age
20. Let me guess. 20.
She's 38.
What? She doesn't look that old. Oh my god.
Get her in the presidency.
There you go. She looks like she's in her 20s.
She looks great for 38. I just clicked on an image of her. My screen's just white now.
Make sure we're still recording just in case. Well, it doesn't matter.
No.
I've been David.
I've been Kanan.
And this has been another episode of the Scatterpot Podcast.
What's up with her face?
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Goodbye.